Hello, everyone. It's Friday. How did it become Friday already? That's what I want to know. The camera is a little. It's getting a little bit of the screen in there, which is how I know that it's been moved ever so slightly. And here we are, another Friday, our 21st installment of ranking all of these 8-bit Nintendo games. It is time to get back to work, get back to the important work we're doing here of building this list. But I got another list I've been building, and I someone sent a case of juvie, which I don't. Is this gonna get me arrested? Do I go to children's jail for drinking these? Why would you name a drink juvie? You drink 2 of these, you end up straight in juvenile hall. This one is tropical crush flavor. I gotta say, I pulled 2 of these because they're soft. So maybe we'll get 2 of them on the energy drink list today. This one is tropical crush. It is 5 calories. It's 127.5 milligrams of caffeine, which is like, I guess juvie. I guess maybe that makes sense. This seems like a juvenile energy drink. That's not me saying that this is a drink for kids. You determine how much caffeine is appropriate for your children. Juvie is the energy drink that feels as good to drink as it tastes. Meticulously crafted to power your play in every way. With each sip, you'll ask yourself, how does an energy drink taste this delicious? And why do I feel so rejuvenated? To which we have a canned response. See, it's funny because it's in a can. B vitamins, taurine, and caffeine for long-lasting energy. L-theanine for elevated mood. Panax ginseng for sustained focus. And vitamin C for health and well-being. I feel like that is in almost all of the energy drinks. So I don't... All right. Let's crack this open, find out, so we can get to some games here. This smells like an orangina. An orangina. It's that kind of it's that grapefruit flavor. This is this is supposed to be tropical crush, not tropical rush. Yeah, it smells like an orangina. Which I like those in moderation. You drink a whole can of it, sometimes it can be a bit much, but let's find out. How can an energy drink taste this delicious? It's fine. It's a pretty weak flavor on the... It doesn't taste quite like an orangina. Yeah, I mean, it's like a light grapefruit flavor, pretty light, mild flavor overall. Not like a sparkling water, like it's more than that. But also, they wrap the cans. It's not printed on the can, and some of the wrapping is loose in a way that is definitely going to cut my lip while I drink this, which is that's great. But 127 milligrams of caffeine. I mean, granted, it's a small can, and that's why I've grabbed the second one, because 240 is more the range that I'm looking for. That's 240 is what a Rockstar Zero Punched has in it. So this is basically half of one of those, and it's a smaller can, which is sensible, I suppose. This tastes okay. I don't know. I would not go out of my way to... drink this. This is absolutely acceptable. But it's not especially tasty. I think if you're looking for something that tries to present itself as natural in terms of a flavor profile, this doesn't seem quite as like chemmed up as a lot of the other drinks can be. And so it does have that going for it. But I would rather have more caffeine. We're not drinking this for flavor. We're drinking it to get fucking amped. All right, let's get it on the list. It's been a long time since we've rated an energy drink. I've had this case of Juvie. Someone sent this case to the P.O. box a while back. A lot of these drinks come with no names on them, which I wish I could shout out to the folks that send stuff in, but because they're just getting ordered from stores and shipped here, they usually don't have receipts or anything in the box. And so oftentimes I'm kind of left at a loss here. It's not nearly as good as a Red Bull sugar-free. It's no Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylus. Would I take it over a G Fuel Hype Sauce? I might. No, you know what? I would not. Especially because this is not as good as a G Fuel Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time Wumpa Fruit. It's not as good as Redcon 1 Vice City, which is we're getting, but that's the range. The Vice Cities aren't amazing, but you could drink them. This is definitely, we're definitely entering the zone here for this. I'm going to say it's better than a Bang Wild and Watermelon. It's better than the G Fuel Ragin' Gummy Fish. And it's more of an energy drink than Mountain Dew Energy Pitch Black, which is almost doesn't belong on this list. It's almost just not even an energy drink at all. Let's see. The Green Apple Cherry. Yeah, it's okay. How do we spell Juvee? Tropical Crush. And so that's going to be our new number 72. Congratulations to Juvee Tropical Rush. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's get to some video games. We've got them. We've got them lined up. If you want to suggest video games for this program, you totally can. You can join the Gerstmann advisory panel today over at patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. And there's a post on the Patreon you can leave a comment on. And I look at that post every Thursday night and go, oh, shit, I got to build that list. And then frantically build it. And I look at what people suggest and I go, oh, you guys really hate me. And then I pick I pick a mix of games that I know are fantastic, or games. I'm trying to build a list of like games that I think are probably pretty good, and then games that are not. You know, we don't want to. I don't want to get to the end of this and have like a bunch of terrible games left. I don't want to get to the end of this and have any one type of anything left, right? I want to have like a good variety all the way through, hopefully. So I'm trying to space things out and make sure that we're looking at a wide variety of games every time out. But I like to start them with a game that is thought to be a banger, a game that when we separated from the science, when we just go like, let's talk about great Nintendo games. A game that comes up in that conversation, just to try to get some of those on the list, and this game is such a game. I have a lot of thoughts about this game. I spent a couple hours laying in bed last night thinking about this game and where it might end up on the list, and well, we'll find out where it goes here. Let's get into it. It's Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Whoa. This will be an interesting one for a few reasons. Let me make sure we're operating in the right color space here. Yes, we are. This is a story of true victory, but the road is long. And yes, you get to fight Mike Tyson of Mortal Kombat Chaotic New Era. At the end of this, spoilers, he's the final boss. You don't play as Mike Tyson. You play as a gentleman named Little Mac. And so this game originated in arcades. I remember getting my hands on this game as someone who had played and was a big fan of the arcade game, and putting it in and starting it and being like, what the fuck is this? I really like the arcade version is crazy because all of the characters are massive. And it's a somewhat different game, similar in concept, but you know, ultimately I think when you play this game, it is, let's say, at least as good as the arcade game. But it's different in some key ways. Anyway. Yeah, this game flows a lot better than that arcade game did, and all of that stuff. But the arcade game had 2 monitors. The arcade game was like a showpiece. You're like, it was such a crazy thing to see at the time. And that carried it a long way, and translating it home, it lost some things and it gained some things, I think, is probably the big thing. Anyway. While ostensibly a boxing game, this game is really more of a... I mean, it's almost a rhythm game. And timing also. So when he pops back in like that, if you pop him in the stomach, he just goes down. And so there are things I remember about this game, but like right now I can't remember. How do I get a star on Glass Joe? I think it's if I do that. If I wait for him to... There we go. And so when you earn those stars, that is a super punch you can use by hitting the start button, which is kind of a weird input. Now we got Von Kaiser. Look at this fucking guy's mustache. I like Von Kaiser because when you hit him with the star punch, he can't believe it. He's losing his damn mind at what's coming his way. But this is a game about memorization. Like, you need, each character has their specific attacks that come your way, and you need to be able to handle those. You need to know where to stick your fist at the right time, what shape your fist needs to be in to get the job done, all of those things. And I still remember portions of the first handful of fights, and then once you get past like a Don Flamenco is probably when I just go like, oh, I don't really remember any. In the arcade version, there was a character named Piston Hurricane, who for whatever reason they decided not to put in this game and instead went with Piston Honda. Piston Honda's eyeballs all over the place. I forgot what was going to happen there. And so that's what I mean. Is like this is a game about memorizing what the fuck these guys are going to do, and then once you have that memorized, it just becomes like execution. And either you like that or you don't, I think. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. Or you're somewhere in the middle on it and a little conflicted. But like presentationally, I think there are some amazing bits in this game. Like this, for example. This is one of the best songs on the platform, I think. You know, that's a separate list, but it's certainly top 20, let's say, if not top 10. And now we are the minor title holder, and we go up against Don Flamenco. But ultimately, you know, each fight becomes about learning the specific tricks, and some of the guys from early in the game come back late in the game with, you know, kind of in a remixed format. This is this guy's trick, for example. I like the falling, like it's a very anime falling, I guess. Like I think that's kind of the thing, man. You know, like this game has so much personality, right? For a game that is all about, I mean, it's got big characters that only get bigger here. And you know, finding the little tricks and all that sort of stuff that you use to beat these guys is really neat. But it's not a game I come back to. It's not a game I especially like Like, what am I doing? I just have to wait, right? There's not a way I can goad him into it. There it was. See, we have hearts up there. When you run out of hearts, you can't punch anymore. And you have to block for a while. Oh, damn it. And they all have tails, right? And he's got Donkey Kong teeth there, which is always, I think, one of my favorite things that Nintendo did that they don't really do as much of anymore is there was sort of a house style a little bit. Where King Hippo has the same style of teeth that Donkey Kong does. But like, you know, this is, yeah, like I said, this is not a game I come back to with any regularity or have any, it's a great game that I feel like I had my time with it. I had beat Mike Tyson as a child a couple of times. And at some point, Super Punch-Out came out, and that's a fantastic video game as well. But I would probably rather play that. And so it's a well-made thing that I feel like I have used it up, I guess is what I would say about it. Like, this is a great game. I'm done with it. That's not to say that it's going to be trivial or that I'm going to beat Mike Tyson right here, right now, or anything like that. But it's really just like I may very well lose this fight, actually. I find this might be, I don't think this is a color blindness thing, but I find his gem that flashes to be very hard to discern. Like, I really have to be staring at it to notice that it's doing anything. It's not, like, I don't know how noticeable that is for y'all, but it's not a... kind of hard to notice at all. Okay, that was something I just never knew if that was just me or not. Oops. So he's probably going to do his thing now, right? Would not have expected, after this much time away from the game, that I would have beaten him in one round. For whatever that's worth. The other thing I'll say about this game is that in the decades since its initial release, a lot of technology has changed. In ways that are not favorable to enjoying Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. CRTs are gone. All of the things that made video games as low latency as they used to be are gone and kind of coming back. You know, we're seeing more and more, like I should probably be playing this on the Mister. I'm not a particularly latency sensitive person. Like I rarely pick up a controller and go, what the hell's going on? But this is a game that, you know, some of these timing windows are very tight. And the Mister is very low latency. You can bypass USB completely and go with a stock regular NES controller for, you know, which is even lower latency. You could even output it to a CRT if you wanted to. But now we got stuff like that RetroTink 4K, which is not introducing a ton of latency, and like, you know, I have a pretty low latency screen to begin with, so it's the sort of thing like where it's like, you know, if I was on a mister on my TV, blank, 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 like eliminating latency at every step, it gets pretty close. Parappa the Rapper is another game for the PlayStation with very tight windows. Some of the early Guitar Hero games and stuff where, they were not coding it for latency because people were still using CRTs. Like those are games that kind of suffer from that. Emulation has tried to counter latency as well with RetroArch has something built in that they call run ahead, where it kind of, not to just sidetrack completely, but like they're running multiple states of the emulator at a given time, and when you push the button, it just branches the state over to that the emulator where you decided to push that button, basically, which is apparently faster than you pushing the button and doing all of that stuff. It has like kind of a lot of overhead. So you probably need to be running on a desktop PC to really take advantage of a lot of that stuff. But it's, well, I don't know. That's not entirely true. There's a lot of other stuff you can do, but I do not have any run ahead turned on here. Is my point. I have not really messed with it very much, but yes, it's generating like a billion different save states. One for you didn't push a button, one for every possible input you could put in. And then instead of just running the emulator, it is jumping to another state of the emulator. That is how I understand it. It's like that Tom Cruise movie with the crimes. I love Bald Bull's kissy face. I had a bald bull. It was like, it was like a punching bag, a little sand bag. It was sand at the bottom and it was inflatable and it had Bald Bull on it that they sent out for. It must have been, could it have been Punch-Out for the Wii? I forget when they would have sent that out. When Nintendo would have sent that out. I had it at GameSpot. So did Punch-Out for the Wii come out before 2007? I don't remember. Anyway. I had it for years, and then it popped, because it was an inflatable thing, and it was very cool. So this might be where we stop, honestly, because, Bald Bull is kind of one of the first latency checks, I think, in the game, and also I'm rusty as hell. But Bald Bull is big, and he was big in the arcade, too. And this is one of those cases where this is kind of this was a similar fight in arcades. Oops. I thought that maybe there's a way to stick a hand in there and get a star, but I don't remember. I don't remember. All right, here we go. Yay. Okay, cool. I mean, honestly, we're already. This is when I was thinking last night about us playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out here today. I was like, well, maybe I'll get to Bald Bull, and then that'll probably be it. Now it's nighttime. So here we see Piston Honda is back. Which I think is, you know, like, it kind of goes both ways, right? Like, there's something interesting about the idea of they come back with, like, new tech, you know, like, they're tougher to beat. But at the same time, would have been cool to see more unique fighters. There's some from the arcade version that they could have gone with as well, but... So what is it? He throws 3 punches in a row, right? Is that what it is? Like it's bop, bop, bop. And I'll get hit, right? I can't. I guess I can. I can. Right, that thing. Instead of going out there and dancing for a while, he goes out and comes right back in. Oh, okay. Shit. I'm sure that at this point, this game has been torn apart to where people know what causes stuff like that, and it's probably not random or whatever, but like that always was like, oh, I fucking got him in one, huh? That feels weird. You ended on a 5? Yeah, is that, yeah, is it, I would believe it if you told me like, oh yeah, if it's this many seconds and blah, 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 that it's gonna Soda Popinski. This is where I always lost as a kid. This is where I always ran into real trouble. Like, what causes you to be able to punch that fast? Is it because I dodged on the right frame, or, you know, like, I'm sure that all that information is out there. I've just never really dug into it. He's got a little extra get up in his get up there. All right, our first 2-round fight. Doc is here to give you some advice. And if you want a little bit extra life back, you can hit the select key once per fight between rounds here. Are we going to use it? Should I use it? So, okay. So people are talking about, you know, not getting sucked off between rounds. And look, Ring King is great about being extremely explicit about getting sucked off between rounds, but in what can only be viewed as an homage to that great arcade game. Doc does make, like, oral sex motions with his hand and mouth here. I mean, you know, we have to give credit where credit is due here. That this game also is basically doing suck-off stuff between rounds. Why, how come these two NES boxing games did this? I'm gonna get caught. I'm like chickening out and dodging too early, and then I'm almost eating shit. And that time I got so in my own head that I took a shot after that. Get fucked. Now, Bald Bull's second time, he'll stop short on his charge which makes the timing harder, right? Right, you can only knock him down with a star punch. That's what it is. Which is crazy, ridiculous business. Oh. And when you miss it, you really miss it. Is that enough? Yeah. Not enough. I also think that there's just something very sexual and forbidden about Bald Bull's mouth. You know? This little animation over here is just it's honestly a little hard to look at. Let's get Doc sucking. This is a very, I feel like this is a very erotic screen. I feel like if cable news had really existed in a real way back when this game first came out, they would have had a field day with this image right here. These Nintendo sickos. Ugh. All right. Whew. I thought for sure he was going to charge again and I was not going to be able to do the timing. I don't remember what's after this. Oh, I totally don't remember the second Don Flamenco fight. Huh. I don't remember this fight at all. So it's like this, then Super Macho Man, then Tyson, right? Oh. Oh, man. Do I have to run out of hearts here to continue the fight? Ugh. Flamenco Strikes Back, Return of Dawn. A lot of great dumb little writing here that you don't always get to see. Oh, I barely got Doc's head game needs work. Well, all right, I guess I just got to do this, huh? Again. Oh, jeez. I like that Mario, when he walks out before he starts counting, he like looks at you, just like, all right, okay, one. Like he's just like he's so put out by having to do his job. Oh, jeez. I thought he was gonna just do his normal thing again. Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah, he's fast. I mean, hey, he's fast. Anyway, that's Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. You can lose a few times and still keep going, but like, what's the point? You know, at this point, you might as well go back to your password and just charge forward without losing, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like that's way better than I thought I would do for considering how long it's been since I've played this game. So I feel pretty good about that, honestly. Like I thought I was gonna get to Bald Bull and not be able to time it on the first time through, and then just be like, all right, well, whatever. But sure, I don't know. Like I said, though, I think that, you know, like this game is a very peculiar thing when we think about it in the context of the library, right? I mean, because it's very thin, you know, like it's a very kind of like, hey, this is the experience. This is what you will do to succeed. You will memorize your responses to these animations and you will execute or you won't, right? And you eventually get good enough at doing the dance that you beat the game. And for me, when I was a kid, this game really kept me going for I couldn't tell you how long. Was it a month? Maybe it was a month. I don't know. But I got to a point where I think I beat Tyson twice. And then I pretty much didn't play it after that, you know? It was just sort of like, all right, yeah, cool. We could do this again. Of course, there are passwords you can use to get right there and do all of that. And so you would just fire it up and try to warm up and fight Mike Tyson over and over again and be like, man, this sucks. Like the Tyson fight is not like, it's not fun. But it's not fun in a way that makes you question like the rest of the game. You're really like, oh, the rest of the game is just this fight, just slower and easier to memorize or easier to slop your way through without memorizing responses and all of that. So like I think that it's got amazing character. It's got a ton of charm, and it's really neat. But personally, you know, we just played through that chunk of it, and it'll probably be another 5 years minimum before I touch this game again, if I had to guess. I couldn't tell you the last time I played any Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, like touched it at all. It's been a while, huh? But scientifically speaking, I think there are some really great things about it. Obviously. The characters are super large. It has so much personality. The audio is so fantastic. The even just like the things they like Don Flamenco's little bop, 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 like that's really good. The noise of characters standing up and how Soda Pominski gets an extra little burp, burp, burp as he's getting up, and the whole King Hippo fight being just like this throwaway encounter where it's just like you learn this one thing and then you do it and you're done. Don Flamenco the first time through too, you know? In some ways it's more modern that way, right? I think that, you know, replayability and, you know, there are so many games coming out these days and maybe that's, you know, it's just like the idea of like replaying some of these smaller, story-driven experiences that come out these days. I'm just like, yeah, all right, that's really cool, and I'll never need to play that again. And so it's kind of weird in that specific way. But I think that again, it's a game that I think holds up, like for what it is. I think what it is and what it does holds up just as well now as it kind of always has, you know. Which is to say, it's a mastery of that specific concept. Though you could say the Super Punch-Out does it better in some ways. I like Super Punch-Out, but it's the same. I mean, it has the same problems. I just think that the encounters are just a little more engaging. Until you get to the guy that uses his feet, and what the fuck is that? Do we have referees in here? Well, Mario's fucking up. Also, Super Punch-Out, I remember it being easier. I remember cruising through Super Punch-Out in a way that Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was not the same way. And then in the arcades, they made an arm wrestling game too, which is super fucking weird. With the same hardware and everything. It's I don't know. Like the legacy of the Punch-Out and Punch-Out adjacent franchise is interesting. But I think that charm and that character and that presentational aspect of it really does carry it a long way, even if the gameplay itself, I think when you really think about what you're doing in that game and the controls and like all of that stuff, like it's very basic. It's extremely repetitive. And I think the replayability personally is a little low. But I would also say it's a better game than Low G-Man, the Low Gravity Man. If we're talking about, in ring action, I guess it's better than Muscle Tag Team Match. It's better than Air Fortress. I love Xanac, but this is again, it's just a very different kind of game. Like the positives of Punch-Out are not the same as the positives of Xanac, right? So it's kind of a weird. It's a lot of really weird comparisons, right? But Punch-Out, has to be doing something right, because I don't think that there's been one nearly as good as the ones that Nintendo have made. Even the Punch-Out on the Wii is cool. It's really cool. But it's not iconic the way that Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is. Even Super Punch-Out doesn't quite have that, And you could say that it's the presence of Mike Tyson that does that maybe there's an element of that, but for a game that has to live and die by those encounters and those characters and how much charm and character they put into that and how much they nail that specific aspect of it, from Glass Joe all the way on up. Fucking Von Kaiser and his dumb fucking face and his stupid fucking mustache, and Don Flamenco, and the fight that you just hit him over and over again and beat him because you're just like, fuck you, Don Flamenco, you piece of shit. Like all of those elements, like it stands out in a way that games just don't, especially games of this era. Great music. I love Bald Bull's lips. Doc's, combo hand-mouth action there between rounds, I think is, again, iconic. And I think that speaks very well of it and moves it up the list. I mean, Soda Pominski is no vodka drunkinski, but what are we going to do? It's for kids. It's a home console for kids. It's not in arcades where people are smoking cigarettes and making out with each other up against a jukebox. Bald Bull's lips. It's better than Cobra Triangle. Punch-Out is, we kind of move up the list here. Punch-Out is better than Mega Man 1. That's a weird one too. That's a very like oh geez, I don't know. It's better than Gun-Knack. It's better than RC Pro-Am. I would say Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is better than Jackal. I think we're letting the science do the speaking here. We're taking it above Little Samson. This is a really hard checkpoint, though, right here. Super dodgeball. Such an incredible, and just a super fun competitive game as well. Yeah, Punch-Out moves beyond super dodgeball. It's better than Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke is great. Gunsmoke is amazing. But is it better than the expansiveness and the open challenges of The Goonies 2? It's a really tough one. I think if we're honest with ourselves about Goonies 2, I think that the first person segments of that game, while novel and amazing, in some ways are also kind of a bore and kind of a chore. As much as "ouch, what do you do" is an amazing phrase. But let's see here. I think we need to, you got to rein it in though, because let's face it, it's not Contra. Congratulations to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It's our new number 5. I would say, it's hard for me to envision what the top of this list will look like when we're done. But I'll say this. I would be very surprised if Mike Tyson remained in the top 10 by the time we were done. Meaning those bottom 5, do those end up being top 10 games when all is said and done? I don't know. But we'll see. There's a lot of games left to come. Congratulations to Mike Tyson. Finally, a victory for Mike Tyson. I guess the question is what to do with, what do you do with regular Punch-Out? I think that regular Punch-Out is Mike Tyson, a problematic figure. Let's face it. And eventually the license expired and they re-released the game without him in it and with Mr. Dream in it. I'll just tell you this. Mr. Dream is fucking dumb. Like, it's stupid. The Mike Tyson-less Punch-Out is like a neuter. It's fucking terrible. You wouldn't buy legal weed from Mr. Dream, but you might from Mike Tyson. Mr. Dream's not getting those deals. He's not getting those endorsement deals these days. And we all know what Mr. Dream did. Is an Infinity Blade kind of a Punch-Out? Yes. Yes, it is. The Infinity Blade games were basically Punch-Out. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so there you have it. It's our new number 5. I don't know that I have too much more to say about it. We'll move on. Mr. Dream is somewhere planning a podcast with the former Val Venus. You know what I mean? Like, that's the direction that Mr. Dream went in. Ugh. Ugh. Next up is a game recommended or suggested by Fandel. And I am interested to see what the 8-bit Nintendo version of this game looks like, because I don't know. I played this on computers. It is Jordan versus Bird 1-on-1. Now, this is the second 1-on-1 game. The first game came to computers and it's Dr. J versus Larry Bird, and they just called it 1-on-1. And so this is the sequel to that. When Jordan got big, they put out another one and made it Jordan versus Bird. That can only speak volumes about the quality and the legacy of one Larry Bird. That Dr. J kind of like, they're like, no, we'll replace him, but Larry Bird's got to stay in there. I just shook dice with Larry Bird in Barcelona, way down in Spain, as Riff Raff says. There we go, spitting images of both Larry Bird and Michael Jordan there. I already don't like. Did Rare do this? This sounds like a Rare sound. We need to reset it. Did who developed? Yeah, okay, yes. I was like, this sounds like a Rare soundtrack. The idea of Rare porting Jordan versus Bird to a console is insane. Like, that's an insane sentence. But a Rare, prolific on the platform. Way more than I had realized ever. So this has, so it's broken up into multiple events. It's basketball, 1-on-1, and then there's a slam dunk contest, and then there's a 3-point contest. So let's try basketball. Oh, I see. So I can... Oh, we can just we can make both players' computers and bet money on it. I'll be Michael Jordan. Fouls, I guess we'll leave it default. Oh, good. Larry Bird, god damn it. Damn it. All right. So I can hit this button to... So this was a one-button game, obviously, on computers. You can hit one button to spin around and kind of put your back to the other player. All right, I was all up in his face. There's no way... Fuck you, Larry Bird. He's gonna kill me on these threes. Or I guess... Come on. Larry Bird getting all the boards, too. It's no good. How's Jordan's outside shot? Great. Well, that'll work. But we're gonna have to get this ball off him if we want to fucking catch up. Fuck you. Should have turned off fouls. Ugh. Oh. Seems like he only has that one dunk. I need that ball. Yeah, Jordan, you know, not a three-point shooter. Not the way Larry Bird was known for it, right? Oh, we got to play 4 quarters, huh? Yeah, I should have just played to 11. I think this is pretty boring. And annoying. Because I feel like I'm not... Like, I'm getting in there. I should be able to... at least get one of these off of him, but he's just draining it from out there. And, yeah, I don't know. Like in an era when we didn't have other, like, you know, like just better sports games coming to these platforms, I think that the first one-on-one, which came out on, like, you know, Apple II and the Commodore, you know, like that era of computer, Commodore 64, all of that sort of stuff. That first one-on-one game, I think, is really great. It's a really great... It's basically this. It's like a slower version of this, honestly, but... you know, compared to the other stuff on the platforms that it came out on and everything, one-on-one was kind of amazing in its era. By the time Jordan vs. Bird came out on computers, it was... I don't know, they tried to make it a multi-event game with the three-point shooting and the dunk contest stuff, but I don't think that stuff worked. It wasn't great. Just getting smoked. Can you break the backboard? I'm not sure. You could in the original one-on-one. I don't remember if Jordan vs. Bird on computers had a breaking backboard or not. But yeah, you could break it and they would come out and sweep it up. It was cool. I have not stolen a ball yet. This is... and the rebounds go back so far that it's just... oh my gosh. There are significantly better basketball games, some of which try to go for real NBA rules, and some of which don't, on this platform. We just kind of haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, was it Hoops? Is that yeah, that's a great game. Well, I remember that being a great game. Double Dribble kind of is what it is. It's cool, but that's one that I'm curious to get to. Because in my mind, Double Dribble was all right at a point, and then at some point, like, no longer acceptable. I mean, I should almost like back off and let him inside the line so that he only shoots twos, right? Like the pressure I'm giving him is part of what is leading to all these threes, but he's really fucking me up. Like Double Dribble is a neat game that has issues, absolutely. I feel like we wouldn't get like a good authentic is a weird word, but you know, a game trying to be, you know, more authentic 5-on-5 basketball until the Genesis, until EA started putting out Lakers versus Celtics. Bulls Bulls versus Blazers, if you will. But like that era of the NBA games were great. And that David Robinson game that Sega did, I remember being pretty good too. But that makes sense. I mean, the Genesis audience was more of a sports audience. Man, fuck Larry Bird. Asshole. Did he not have to clear the ball there? Can I goaltend at least? The jumps don't even look high enough. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think I'm going to play this full game. I think we're just going to, yeah, okay, Larry Bird wins. I don't want, oh, well, hitting start apparently just quits the game completely. That's weird. Instead of pausing it or going back to menu, pushing start just brings you back to the main menu. Weird. Okay, wait. Okay, apparently I'm player 2. Let's do the Air Jordan. How do is it from the side? What okay. What the All right, what's the computer going to do? The back slam. I'm going to just do that one because it like that shows me where I need to start the dunk from. Wait. All right, let's see what a two-handed hammer looks like. Let's try and do that one. We don't have to do that one, but... Okay, just got to hold down the button until the right time and let off. Why is that a 3 or a 4? What? And it's just like, hey, did you get the timing right? Yes or no? And this is a... These dunks, like it was almost more like a cutscene in the original version of the game. I don't remember the dunks taking place from just this regular, like, half court. Like it was more of an animated kind of thing, and the ball would blink at some point, if I remember right, and show you when to let go of the button, basically. And so having these animations just be on the regular half court, like, is not, I don't know, that's not nearly as interesting. This is super shitty. All right, 3-point contest. This was another one that had a separate viewpoint. Let's see if it... Yeah, it's weird. So this is not... The original version of the game had a whole different, like... It wasn't like first person per se, but it was more... It was a totally different look. And so this is sort of a weird... Also, the last ball in every rack was the money ball that was supposed to count for 2, and it was a different color. But that doesn't seem to be represented here. Also won't let me start the next shot until, like, it's so stiff. This is terrible. Oh, wait, it's because that was the fucking AI playing this whole time. What the fuck? Because I'm player 2. Oh, no wonder. This is even harder, man. Oh, if I start the next shot, it cancels the ball. What is this? What is that bullshit? So I gotta have to hold down A and then hit B to fire the ball off. So A is the jump and then B is the shoot, which is weird. Oh, and I keep shooting too fast. That's terrible. That's just like that it lets you do that is really, this is a fucking mess, dude. Oh yeah, let's do it again. No. This is bad. This is bad. This feels like when we think about the platform and basketball games that came out on this platform, this is pretty rotten. Pretty rotten. Which is a shame because I did like things about the original computer release, but that's a different, like, we're not going to sidetrack because we have too many more games to rate. But the original version of this game is better than this game does. This version of the game does not do the original version justice, I guess is what I would also say. Which that version certainly has its issues too, but it's a better experience overall than this thing is. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Man, but how like it's It's not like I was going to say, is the game competent but just kind of like dull, which is some of the games that are in this zone? Like, no, it's worse than a lot of those. Like, Street Fighter 2010, The Final Fight is a better game than this. Yeah, Milton Bradley's name definitely ended up on some weird stuff. This is going to sound insane, but Roller Games is a better game. But it's better than Tubin, so it's kind of like it's not as bad as Tubin. It's better than Caveman Games. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's just it's disappointing. Again, because you know the original version of that game, not like an incredible game, but not as bad as this one. Our new number 140. You know, fewer events than Caveman Games, but I would still rather play one-on-one versus an AI asshole Larry Bird than go through Caveman Games again. Thanks to Fandle for suggesting it. Next up is a game suggested by Beckett. This game, boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. It's a little game from Jalico called Whomp Em. Where you appear to play as like a Native American character here. I'm not super familiar with Whomp Em beyond the connotation of, oh, you've named your game Whomp Em, like a term for money. Anyway. Okay, so we've got a downward strike like low G man, the low gravity man. More. 09. Okay. I don't have an upward strike, I just have a downward. Which would be kind of handy here for some of these enemies. I'm not sure I've ever played this game before. What's that thing bouncing on? It's a real Kid Nicky, like, super large face on taking that damage there. Yeah, like, am I supposed to be Goku? Is the Japanese version of this just a Journey to the West thing? Is this a... It is? Okay, yeah. And then they decided to localize it like this. What are they like in America? We gotta make it more like that, because they don't know any of this Monkey King crap. I guess we'll start at Sacred Woods. Music is really all over the place. Oh, now we got a longer stick. All right, bear. is a weird... yeah, there's something about just the way the encounters... The way these little areas are built. Oh. Woodman. Okay, I gotta hit him and get the fuck out of there, huh? 'Cause when he goes with his leaf shield there, I can't get out of there. That's how am I supposed to? I guess I don't. I guess I need to use the length of my. Oh, jeez. Okay, we got one of the Dragon Balls. How much of a Mega Man is this? Do I now use Leaf Shield to go beat... I don't know. Let's just go to Fire Test. Whatever. What does that do? Okay. I'm gonna go with long stick. Oh! Oh. Ah, fires. I like they don't bother to draw anything on the ground that's like, this is where the fire comes from, or any kind of emitter or anything. It's just real... That's right, run away. Oh, so he'll hold the stick above his head, but what does that actually do anything? Can I block attacks from up above or something? This game is, okay. I don't know. I find myself not wanting to engage with it, if that makes any sense. Ah. Alright, well, we slopped our way through that fight. It was fine. Let's go to the ice ritual. Just eyeballs. Evil hands and eyeballs. You know, ice stuff. This seems bad. This is fun. Oh, did I? What am I supposed to be, like... I feel like I'm not... Okay. Just gotta get further away. Alright. Secret cliff, I guess. This is, boring. I don't know. Wait a minute. Oh, this guy's just not even taking any damage from that. I don't... I thought maybe I was like, that was dumb. I thought I was like pushing a button, like a TNT button there. Well, let's go look at the other levels. So is that a case of the fire just didn't even hurt him? I guess it makes sense underwater with fire, but like... This is an interesting implementation of a water level in that you can just jump super high. Okay. So I guess my thoughts on this are that it's dull. Can anything hurt this guy? Will this? Yeah, okay. How many hearts can I lose desperately attempting to get that one heart? That's the question. Oh, this ice is not fun. And there's some vague Mega Man style, like, oh, if you have this weapon, then you can get through this, you know, get through these obstacles. Like, it doesn't feel like there's a ton of... And this ice is... That doesn't seem to be hitting him at all. Neither does this, though. I'm not really sure what I'm dealing with here. All right, let's look at the Magic Forest stage, and then never play Whomp Em again. What do you say? Yeah, it's very like a B tier, C tier Mega Man with some of these ideas. I think it moves okay. It's not, I don't know. Only the sickest NES metal groups cover this song. Jun, 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 jun. Oh, word? Oh, okay. I was like, how am I supposed to get up there? Oh, it's because you get a good bounce off of those. Not that one, though. I fucked that up. Okay. Like, the enemies feel like more like something you should just be avoiding. I don't know. I mean, you need some of those power-ups, right? Like, you would want to have a longer stick or whatever, but like... Oh, I can upward thing now. Stupid. Yeah, I wonder, can I just fly through this? That's a good question. Get on! Oh, you stupid. This is way better. Huh. Oh, here we go. Oh, and a new life bar to go with it. too high. It's weird that you can just... that's labeled new game instead of just like quit or whatever, but that's Whomp Em. It's especially for 91. Jeez. Like if you told me this game was out in Japan in, 87, 88 or something like that. I don't know. There's aspects of it that are, hey, it's not flickery or whatever, but it's okay. I don't know, but it's not. Like, for example, I would say it is a better game than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylus. Sayuki World 2 was a year beforehand, so it was 1990 in Japan. Yeah, that's just a little late. But it's better than a lot of these kind of arcade ports. We ended up with this zone of arcade ports, which I wonder if that will spread out over time. It's kind of weird that they're bunched up like that, but it makes sense in a weird way because a lot of them are bad for the same reasons. It's no Little Nemo the Dream Master, that's for sure. Yeah, you know what? It goes right here. And it is our new number. 76. Not as good as The Little Mermaid. Oh, sorry. Not as good as The Little Mermaid. But it's better than that port of Bubble Bobble. Yeah. Yeah. What's up next? It is... let's look. Nick suggested this one, and boy, I'm not sure that I think I've played this. And if I remember correctly, I'm not looking forward to playing it again. But here we go. Silver Surfer. It's time to get wavy. This title screen music right off the bat is really doing it for me. How bad could this game be with a track like this up front? Possessor Section 1. Is it just going to show all the bosses or whatever? Who's it? Okay, well, let's just start it. Wait. Why is it not letting me start? That's great. Oh, the music's really good. Galactus, why have you summoned me? I need of you, Surfer. This universe is threatened from beyond. Okay. Beyond? The evil forces of the magic domain are almost upon us. Only by recovering the cosmic device can all be saved. Sure. Oh, let me go get the cosmic device. Oh. Well, it said that this was Section 1, so Oh, I don't think I realized that this was going to be a shooter. It makes sense. I have never played this before. I did not think that this was the type of game that this was going to be. enemies have real Commodore 64 / Amiga era shoot 'em up. Like everything about the size of the screen compared to the amount of real estate given to your life meter and all the other stuff happening down there. There's a real Commodore-ish, Amiga-ish vibe to this thing, which would make sense. Oh, it's like that. Ah! That was this. Okay, this is already too long between lives. I want to turn this off right now. Okay, so we can position that to... Oh, fuck me. Yeah, the idea that we have to go through the little shot of the Silver Surfer dejected on his stupid surfboard is pretty amazing. Fuck. All right. But yeah, the music and the just the viewport, I guess I would say, and a lot of that, like this has real European computer game vibes. Demo scene energy or something. The design of these areas and just that statue and some of this other stuff is so, and none of this looks great. Give me that F. The boss was just another one of those heads that took a little bit more damage than all the other heads. Oh, okay, sure. This feels less... This is actually what I was expecting this game to kind of look like, weirdly enough. So maybe I have seen this before. This seems way shittier than the side-scrolling stuff. Look at how big that surfboard is. I bet the whole thing's a hitbox, too, huh? Yeah, a little more F. What? Oh, it's like that, is it? I now feel significantly less equipped to take on this challenge. With all of my F drained. Without my little balls. I love shooters where, like, it's hard to do enough damage to take out some of the enemies in a timely fashion, where you're just like, oh, I guess I just can't beat that guy and he's gonna scroll off screen. When that happens, like, a lot. That's always, like, real... It's like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Oh, what the fuck? That music was just getting good. Fuck that. This soundtrack is so good for a game that is so not. Where's this start me? Okay, at least it starts at section 2. But I know that there's level select, so... Man, see, like, especially in situations like that. If this game just kept scrolling and respawned you in place without that stop there, it would be 15 to 20% better. Just as a video game. But like these situations where you're like so much weaker than the enemies you're shooting just turns it into more of an evasion game than a shooter, and that's not fun. It's not why we're here. We're here to fuck shit up, you know? Like, give me some stuff I have to dodge, but when it's like the bulk of even the scrawniest looking enemies need to be dodged, that's just, it's not fun. All right, now that we got our F up, maybe we can do something here. Okay. To caress and possess. How come I only have one ball? Oh, I guess you only ever get one ball in this view. Guy looks like he's gonna come to life in any minute and just smoke me. Oh, what did I even hit? Did I back into the statue? Did the statue get me even though it didn't come to life? Did I fuck that up? Oh. It's like, sorry, you can't kill those. Ah! I need my F. These Fs are really doing it for me, slime. Ah! Where'd that F go? Right, that's not a thing I can shoot. Can I shoot these guys? Okay, yeah, eventually. Oh! Dude, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, I'm with you, Silver Surfer. I actually like the look of the little Silver Surfer sprite here in this view. Like the way the board moves up and down is kind of all right. And fuck this game. Fuck this game. Oh, shit ass. I can't button through any of this either. That you can. But, like, it makes you really spend some time. All right, those guys come hot. Can't get that F. Those guys come in too fast. Too much. Gotta back off. Oh, but the F gets blown up. What's an F lever supposed to do? What? That... Those alien bastards are gonna pay for blowing up my F. But look at this little dude with his surfboard. It's like... It looks like all right. Like it's a shame. Every time I die, I'm not sure what I hit because I'm trying to look over at the spawning side of the screen to see what's coming at me, and I feel like everything is cleared, but apparently it is not. Can I get in there and get that? I'm not going to risk the F. It's a shame about that F. I don't want to do this anymore. This is our last life. Then maybe we'll go look at another level because it did have level select. A terrible sequence. If this game had a sound effect for you hitting something and to say, hey, you're doing damage, that might be kind of nice too. I don't know. Oh, that bit though is so good. Okay, this is the one that it suggests as first. I thought that section 1 was implying that the other level was the first level of the game, but they are all just broken into sections, so. Dinosaur guys that take 8 shots to kill right out of the gate. Level 1. It just turns the game more into just like a navigation and evasion, right? Like I was saying, like as opposed to like you want to blast shit. Is this background? Am I gonna die if I touch? Oh, that was the background. I thought for sure that was gonna be the part I go through and the bridge was gonna kill me. That's great. fuck that, dude. This game is like pinches the player in so many different ways. Dude, what the fuck? Oh, wait, I can go out here? Okay, yeah. I can't tell what's gonna kill me. I don't know. Like, this is terrible. I assume the bridge won't, but maybe it will, because I'm supposed to go. I can go through that lower area down where the fish are going. I don't. Like, if I push down, I'll die, right? Because that's a wall, I assume. Oh. Yeah, there's like a decent game here if you ironed out all of the bullshit that sucks ass. If you took out all the parts that were complete garbage, you would be left with a game that was decent. Look at this fucking guy, his shitty beard. Last stage. Ah. And this and these overhead, like these vertically scrolling sections, look like they came out of the fucking shoot 'em up construction kit. Like the enemy, the player sprite, everything about this looks like shit, man. Like, at least the player sprite in the horizontal sections is like, you know, it kind of moves a little bit and it's kind of cool. And like, this looks, I think this looks terrible. Sorry, your big dumb surfboard was sticking out a little too far and you got smoked. I mean, I guess if you were standing on a flying surfboard and someone shot it with a missile, you would fall off, right? I mean, that's not... It's not out of the realm of, like, believability. Those tanks look like garbage. Look at it. This whole thing. Like, here's some cool fucking squares, man. Because it's a, I don't know, is it a space station? What is it? Here's some cool squares and some other squares. This one is green. Look at these garbage looking tanks. Just terrible. Those things you can blow up? No. Thank you for the arrows. Yeah, but yeah, this game's inability to just like distinguish the background or like, you know, dangerous things from non-dangerous things and things you can blow up from things that are just like background decoration or something is its real downfall. Definitely one of those games where you're like shooting the walls all the time just to see, like, can I go through this? Yeah, no. Oh, I was trying to duck under that and... What does B do? I'll never know. He had all those Fs. It's got some great music though. This is one of those things where the music actually makes it worse. Because the music is so good that it just makes you that much angrier about the game. It's a real piece of shit. I wonder, you know, like when the developers of a game like that go back and all these years later, it's gained like some amount of notoriety for being garbage or whatever, like how they think about it. They probably think about like, yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, we made it in 6 weeks. So sorry guys, Jesus. So Silver Surfer. Is it better or worse than Cobra Triangle? I mean, that's... Ooh. Probably worse. Silver Surfer, I think, probably belongs somewhere in this region of games. Well, let's think about it. Let's think it through. Is Silver Surfer better or worse than Galaxy 5000 racing in the 51st century? It's worse. It's worse than G.I. Joe. It's worse than Gremlins 2. It's worse than The Karate Kid. It's worse than Dick Tracy. It's worse than Trog. It's worse than Yo Noid. It's worse than that funky port of Bad Dudes. It's worse than Fester's Quest. It's worse than RoboCop, though those staircases in RoboCop are going to make me angry every time. Every time we scroll through this list and we see RoboCop, I get mad. It's worse than Werewolf. Is it better than Renegade, though? No, it is not. It is worse than Street Fighter 2010, but these conversations are getting close. Again, the quality music in here is almost a detracting factor because it's a shame that such a good soundtrack was blown on such a bad game. You know, it almost makes it worse. You're like, oh, I have to experience this garbage in order to get this soundtrack. Is it worse than Pinball Quest? I don't. To me, there's something about Silver Surfer and Street Fighter 2010 that are real like that, but it's worse than Pinball Quest. Is it worse than... It's worse than Qbert. Yeah, it's worse than Qbert. But is it worse than roller games? Roller games is just some memorization. Whew. So, yeah, I guess ultimately, if we're comparing Silver Surfer and roller games, and I suppose we are, I suppose that's the task at hand here. Silver Surfer does have better music. And roller games is terrible. And roller games is terrible. Every episode of Roller Games is on YouTube. I did grab all those. And for whatever reason, they were uploaded in 16:9, so I had to pop open a little MKV Toolnix to change the aspect ratio. Way more work than one should ever do for anything related to roller games, but I did it, baby. Tim suggests the next game, and I don't know what this game is at all. I don't know. I'm going to look at the box art here for the first time. I'm going to download this box art and look at it. All right, your friends at Asmic made this one. I don't know that. I don't know what this is. It's a game called Conquest of the Crystal Palace. 1990. Asmic. All right, so far we got a running dog and then some kind of person catching up to the dog. Seriously, I've never seen this. I don't know that I've ever heard anyone speak of this game. Oh, okay. Well, let's start it, I guess. The crystals are glowing? Oh, shit. What? Wait. What's even happening? Hello, Farron. I'm Zap, your guardian dog. Now I can reveal the truth. I was once a keeper of the Crystal Palace, and you were a prince in this mighty kingdom. Many years ago, Zaras of the Infernal Plateau. That's great. The Infernal Plateau is a really good... I would love to live on the Infernal Plateau. You were just a baby then. Now we're the only survivors. Before I escaped, I sealed the crystal powers. The time has come to take these crystals and bring back our kingdom. For now, only take one. The life crystal increases your health. We are ready to defeat King Zaras. Wait, did I just pick one? Or did it let me pick one, or did it pick one? Did I accidentally hit an A button too hard there? It lets you pick? Well, we picked the life crystal, I guess. So you float down, but if you attack, you kind of come down a little faster. You can also stick them. Oh, this jump attack feels miserable. I like that guy just walking up, opening his mouth. Cold Rock vibes off that dude. A little bit. Oh. Yeah, the attack, you sink faster when you attack in the air, and it's like an unnatural fall speed that makes a lot of the platforming, or at least like platforming while dealing with attacks, feel real sketchy. That guy just walked off the edge. I thought he was going to turn around. He was like, nah, dog. I don't care if I live or die. I care if you live or die. It's got a weird look to it. I don't know. Hi! Oh, hello. Welcome to the Astral Mart. Jumping shoes give you more jumping skill. Fire the fire scroll and you can handle fire. I didn't realize this game was gonna have dog whistles in it like this. Oh. A new development is emerged in the kidnapping case of the Crystal Princess. Sources say she's protected with the realm of the Guardian by one of evil King Zara's henchmen. Well, thanks. Zap chow. For a second there, that song kind of sounds like I Only Want to Be With You. It's like a... Ugh. This is the worst. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Do I still have my jumping shoes, or do I lose those? Or is that a permanent upgrade, or do I... It doesn't feel like I have them anymore. Yeah, I definitely don't. Oh, stupid jump! The jump in this thing is true! The jump and attack in this is miserable. This is terrible. Oh God. Oh God. We died. All right, a permanent upgrade to jumping might help. This feels terrible. It's a miserable feel. Just terrible. Just terrible, man. Ugh. Hey, did you just send a skeleton guy at me? Okay. More? I mean, even more jumping skill might be interesting. I feel like if I don't watch the news, then something bad will happen, you know? I'm pushing up. I'm pushing up and nothing great is happening. It's not up and attack. It's not attack and up. It's not... Select doesn't seem to go through my items or anything like that. Pausing it doesn't seem to give me any kind of menu access. Pressing up while Zap is on the screen will make him attack more aggressively if I have the dog whistle. Okay, well, I don't have... Does Zap only come out for boss fights or something? Oh, there we go. Down and A. Oh, okay, and then I hit A multiple times to... What is this counter that's counting up? Let's fill it up and get an achievement. Great. Fuck you, fuck dick, fuck cock. Yeah, see it down in A, and that brings up the menu, but then if you tap A... That's weird. This is a weird game. With some of the worst feeling jump attacks that I've felt in a long time. Well, at least we got that achievement. We didn't hit anybody with the fire, but hey. Is that platform coming back? All right. I'm doing that again. There's no way that'll happen a second time. Oh, just a random color palette change here for you. Dude, I don't... Oh, Jesus. Eat my ass, bird. It feels so bad. What? I baited myself there thinking, oh, I gotta jump back and not. Let's call out the dog. Do something, dog. Take care of these stupid birds. The dog will get under you and force you up into the air sometimes, and that's insane. It's like the designers were like, no, man, like a real dog, sometimes it fucks you up. Like, yeah, you could ride the dog like a platform, but not with any, like, reliable movement, you know. We did keep our money from continuing, so... I want to handle fire. The news report is the best part of this whole game. I want even more jumping power. Oh. The dog thing is like cool, but like terrible. Like, oh, by the way, sometimes you're gonna. Oh, I ran out of fireball, I guess. There, the dog saved me for whatever that's worth. Oh, this is stupid. Boomerang Annihilator. That's what they call me. No news, huh? All right. I am Kim. May I tell you about this weapon? Oh, this is almost better. It returns to you like a boomerang, huh? Thanks, Kim. Good. Like, at times it feels like a very questionable, you know, because it's got knockback when you get hit and some of that stuff that, like, you know, we were talking about last week with Castlevania. But in a way worse game. If anything, the aspects of this game that kind of remind you of that specific movement and knockback and everything, it serves as a really good reminder of just how good Castlevania is at having that stuff and being like somewhat fair about it, you know? That seems like something I don't want to mess with. Dog's almost dead. Oh, I still got to do this, huh? I'm trying to blow the whistle. All right, my dog got killed. It's this game's got some decent music here and there too, you know? No refill on the dog energy between levels, huh? Double Death, the dual spiraling weapon. Keepers of Mount Crystal, Kandar, and Galax have finally met their fiendish end. Alright. Well, Kim, I'll tell you what I desire. Dog energy. And double death. Maybe the dog doesn't need to be out while we're just having bombs dropped on us. No, can't stand on those? No, that's not a platform on that side? I hate video games. I still have the stuff that I had from before. I don't know why I thought, like, I mean, you know, that just seemed like something you should be able to stand on. Okay, apparently these are invincible hands. Oh. Yep. Takes damage to save time. The only speed run, task run note you need. I hate this. I hate this. Like, I'm not losing lives on that, though. It's just sending me back down. Which is almost worse. Because if I was losing lives, we'd be closer to being done playing this. And since it respawns the shop, you could just do this infinitely and just grind money, like, forever, right? As long as you're restoring your health at the shop. It doesn't even do damage when you fall off. That's weird. I mean, that means you could just, like, grind money here, too. As long as you're good at doing it without taking damage. Like, don't do this. Like, don't do it. but you could. Oh, I wish I could scroll multiple items before you stopped, and I'm good. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a jerk about the news report, but I just need some Zap Chow. Bad place for the dog. Here's a bunch of invincible shit for you to just, like, lose all your life to. Ah, fuck you. Nope. Not climbing up those fucking stairs again. Ever again. You kidding me? That video game is an asshole. Zap is no Rush. That's for sure. Conquest of the Crystal Palace. Man. It's, you know what? It's a game that has a few ideas in it, you know? Like it's not completely devoid of merit. But I think the big problem with it is that jump issue. Like when you attack in the air, you start to fall faster in a way that when you match it with some platforming and the knockback when you do get hit, makes it more of a chore to engage with. Just more frustrating to have to you just like, I don't want to do this. Not that there's, I mean, the idea of just like coming out of the air with a sword, like, ha! And you know, falling faster, like makes some kind of sense. But in a game with that type of platforming and those types of enemies, that they don't fit together. Those pieces don't mesh. We like Kim. We love the shop. The news reports are fantastic. The idea of having an inventory that you kind of engage with and like, oh, I'm going to use this weapon now and then turn it off to go back to the sword, which is what I should have been doing instead of just like blowing through all of the fireballs time as soon as possible, I guess. But like, it's just the idea that you call the dog out and back again and managing that meter is interesting as well. Except then they make it so the dog kind of is a platform, and then sometimes that platform jumps under you and makes you move when you didn't want to move. Which seems like it could lead to some horrendously hilarious moments. It's not a great game. It's not a great game. It's no. I'm saying it's no Dino Wars destruction of Spondylus is what I'm getting at here. But it's not too far. But you know, like it's somewhere in this zone here. Like it's better than Gremlins 2. It's better than Battletoads. It's better than that G.I. Joe game, which is miserable. It's better than Tiger Heli. It's better than Galaxy 5000. It's a better game than Zen Intergalactic Ninja. It's a better game than Remote Control. It's a better game than Remote Control. Is it better than Mule? Not a great port of Mule, but also a name I continually forget as we've been playing it. Conquest of the Crystal Palace. Congratulations to Conquest of the Crystal Palace. It's our new number 106. Wow. I thought we were going to get through more games today. But almost all of those ended up being a little bit longer than I thought. I thought that Punch-Out would be over in a flash. I thought that would be something that I was going to get it like 5 fights in or whatever, get up to Bald Bull, lose, and be like, all right, let's get it on the list. But I had a better run of Punch-Out than I guess I remember more about that game than I thought I would. And I'm glad that we spent the time with Conquest of the Crystal Palace, because that game has its ups and downs, right? I mean, again, there's aspects of it that you go like, oh, like this is a fine like actiony combat platform or whatever. But there's just the nuance, the parts of that jump attack and just the little bits and pieces are the things that make it more frustrating than it should be. Like that's a shame. Like that, and Silver Surfer in its own way is also a shame, because I think those are both games that if you could make changes to those games, I think like there are good bones in both of those products, and if you went a little further in terms of just like meeting the player halfway, making the Silver Surfer's surfboard smaller in the vertical scrolling sections, make the respawn a lot faster and have it happen in place instead of resetting you back to a checkpoint in Silver Surfer, that would go a long way. Make it so you keep your Fs between lives, or something like make the Fs drain slower, or whatever it is. Like there's things you could do to make that game friendlier that would make it probably not great, but like acceptable. You'd be like, okay, now this just feels like a weird Amiga game. Well, like there's not a lot of variety, or the in-level variety seems kind of crummy and whatever else. And then also Jordan versus Bird, which I was excited to try because I didn't realize that it even existed on the platform, because that's a computer game, and it's better there. That NES version of Jordan versus Bird really stinks. Like they took out the things that make that game unique over its predecessor, the Dr. J versus Bird, the original one-on-one. Which was a great basketball game in its era, but it's a very long time ago. Not a lot of great reasons to go back to either of the one-on-one games these days, I guess. But yeah, that means next time there's another half of this list that we're not able to get to today. And so that means next time we've got Raid on Bungling Bay, Road Blasters, a little Black Bass, Yoshi, and Pinbot. So we'll come up with a couple more games for that list and get at those next time around. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks to everybody for suggesting games. If you want to join the advisory panel and suggest some games, you absolutely can. Head on over to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann for information on how to sign up and the tiers and all that sort of stuff. The most recent episode of the Jeff Gerstmann Hall of Fame went up last night. That's in early access over there on the Patreon as well. It's on Street Fighter 2 IBM, SF2 IBM, the weird South Korean homebrew, insane. It's not a port. It's a bootleg version of Street Fighter 2 that someone made using a capture card, and they took screenshots of the SNES version of Street Fighter 2 and turned it into a functional PC game. And then the modding community that sprung up around it That's a fascinating and interesting, weird one. Anyway, so we'll be back next time around with Yoshi. Yeah, not Yoshi's Cookie. Yoshi. This is just Yo. This is not Yoko. This is just Yo. The pro Yo scene is not nearly as developed as the pro Yoko scene. But we're going to change that next week. Until then, I'll see you soon. You can head on over to 8bitnintendo.science if you want to see the list in its entirety. And head on over to guard.bike for the YouTube channel, and you can, subscribe and do hand motion. You do one of the hit this button over on YouTube, the Shaka button over there on YouTube. I guess. I don't know. Have a good weekend, everybody. I'll see you on Tuesday for the podcast. Have a good one. Bye.